What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, the Execution 10 here, coming at you guys with a special video today. It's a brand new channel, P&P Productions. And I want to ask you guys to please check and subscribe to our new channel. Subscribe for more YouTube videos. And I am pleased when I say our, I'm not alone doing this channel. I'm pleased to welcome a little guest of mine that will be joining me for these here videos. He might look a little familiar.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes. Sportsman Pariente, my taller than me and thinks he's better than me brother.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I am a Mets fan after all, so...
And I'm a Yankees fan.
We still love each other, but we...
Oh, I want to kill him. If it was up to me, I'd want to kill him right now.
Yes,
but
well...
Can't do that here.
It's okay. We all know which fans real New York teams support, but anyway.
But let's dive into our video for today. And, of course, since we are coming up on the infamous Vince Lombardi Trophy, the 100th year of the NFL, the 100th season of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We march into Super Bowl 54 in the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. The Kansas City Chiefs, San Francisco 49ers will play in Super Bowl 54 this Sunday beginning at 6:30 p.m. And really, I think we couldn't ask for really a better matchup. Two of the most storied NFL franchises that have graced this football scene. Kansas City Chiefs playing in their first Super Bowl since 1970. The Niners playing in their first one since 2012, but before that, they hadn't won a Super Bowl since 1994.
And of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, this is their first Super Bowl appearance in 50 years since Super Bowl IV.
Good gracious, only their third ever Super Bowl. Can you believe that?
It really is hard to believe. And of course, they were then led by the legendary coach Hank Strom and their all-pro quarterback at that time, Len Dawson.
Yep. But now it's a whole new generation. This time it's Andy Reid with a up-and-coming young quarterback who really, I think, is going to transcend the NFL for the next 10 years in Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely.
And on the other side, you have the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan, new, second-year head coach on this crew. Of course, the son of the legendary Mike Shanahan.
Absolutely.
So this is going to be a very interesting little battle here, and with Jimmy Garoppolo at the helm. In his fourth year in the league, played under Tom Brady, so he's had a very good learning curve playing under one of the great masters of the game. And now here he is in a Super Bowl, guiding these 49ers to, well, will he guide them to the Vince Lombardi Trophy? We shall certainly see.
Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely a lot's on the line for this Super Bowl. Andy Reid looking to finally win his first ever Super Bowl title. He's been a head coach for years. I mean, you go back to his time with the Eagles. You go back to
his time in Green Bay.
Green Bay as a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator,
yep.
Excuse me. And then you look at, well,
everything he's done for the NFL, from Nick Foles being the reason Nick Foles stayed in the NFL. So Philadelphia, ironically, owes their Super Bowl to Andy Reid,
even though Eagle fans will not admit it.
No. And really, if you look at his whole career, very few people deserve this game more than Andy Reid. And I'm saying this as a Giants fan who's at times wished ill on the Eagles and, of course, Andy Reid when he was coaching them.
Yeah, you're going to anger the whole Giant community.
Well, yes, but I think I can speak for a lot of us saying that Andy Reid is the class act. He always has been, and no one deserves this win and this moment more than him.
Well, we're going to certainly find out how this will all happen. But let's begin with the road these two teams had to take to get to the Super Bowl, because it was not an easy road for either of them. Really, you can kind of look at it this way. If the Niners didn't win their last game of the year against Seattle...
By 1 inch, I might add.
By 1 inch from the end zone, and Seattle could have easily punched it in, would the Niners have been here? They would not have been... They would definitely not have been...
Seed.
They would definitely not have been the 1 seed.
Absolutely, and of course we can look at the Miami Dolphins who played their fair share in this scenario, knocking the Patriots out of the 2 seed, and
that enabled Kansas City to jump right in and get the bye.
And the Patriots had to play in the wild card round. We all know how that worked out.
And speaking of that, let's look at how the Chiefs had to get on their journey to this, and they did not have an easy journey at all.
Oh, no way.
coming back from a 24-0 deficit in the first quarter, 2 quarters to the Houston Texans.
And then going on a 51-7 run to win that game.
Can't make that stuff up, folks.
And then going on a 28-0 run virtually in the AFC Championship game, down 17-7 to put away the Tennessee Titans.
The championship game was really where Patrick Mahomes really showed to the world what type of a quarterback he's going to one day be.
And it also showed that Andy Reid, after all the criticism he's gotten about, he doesn't like to run the ball in playoff games, he doesn't like to adjust. He adjusted big time after the first half, and I think if you're a 49ers fan, what the Chiefs can do with their speed with Watkins, Hill, Kelsey, Hardman, Mahomes, and Damian Williams, I mean, it's a treasure trove of offensive weapons that very few teams have been able to assemble at one time.
Well, now the question will be, can they do that against a Niners defense that, again, has a very loaded roster? Former Chief D. Ford, Nick Bosa, the young up-and-coming rookie that's leading the helm on that defense, Dre Greenlaw, Richard Sherman.
Who's, again, showing the world why he's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL currently.
Well, go back to his time with the Legion of Boom.
Absolutely.
Pretty much is how we can call that old combo there when he played with Seattle. But now, as we look at this matchup and as we look at the battle of defenses, we will have to pick a winner to find out who wins. So let's begin and let's pick our prediction and scores for this Super Bowl 54. So, Kansas City, San Francisco. We've already been talking about this classic matchup. 2 great quarterbacks, 2 very solid defenses and offenses. And I think if you are Kansas City, if you're going to beat Garoppolo, you better jump on him early.
I agree.
You fall behind, particularly you saw what happened to Green Bay the other week. They fell behind 27-0, could not recover, and as soon as Nick Bosa and his and Greenlaw can run free,
and D Ford as well.
And D Ford, you basically lose the game.
And period. With Mostert and Coleman, if he plays, what they can do to bleed the clock.
Yeah. But I think for this time, and unlike in the championship game, Garoppolo's going to have to throw a lot more than 8 passes.
Yes, I don't think he'll get away with throwing 2 passes in the second half.
No way. So, for Kansas City, of course, if their offense can consistently run through the Niners' defense, they will tire them out. And with Patrick Mahomes now showing his ability to run the ball and showing no more ill effects of that dislocated kneecap from a few weeks back, I think the Chiefs are more dangerous than they've ever been before. So, predicting the score. If I had to predict, and this will be close, but I think it's finally time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to bring back a ring, first time in 50 years, and bring one home to the late Lamar Hunt, who invented the Super Bowl. Clark Hunt is going to be watching prominently. Dad up there is watching proudly. The Kansas City Chiefs will beat the Niners to win Super Bowl 54, 35-33. Patrick Mahomes will throw for 358 yards, throw for 4 touchdowns, no picks. Kansas City will win this game 35-33. And now, Gabe, your prediction, please.
Absolutely. Well, John, as you said, this is going to be a very interesting matchup, but I think there's going to be 3 X factors here.
Please.
I think if the Chiefs can get ahead early and make Garoppolo throw the ball more with what the Chiefs can do with Frank Clark and Chris Jones and their pass rush, the Chiefs will dominate. If they can keep Mostert and Coleman under control and get ahead quickly, 49ers are in trouble. And there's one other thing we haven't talked about. Kyle Shanahan is a big advocate of running the ball, but I'm sure as Atlanta Falcon fans will remember from 3 years ago, up 25 points, they got away from the run a little bit in ridiculous circumstances, and we saw what happened to the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. I think with what the Chiefs can do offensively and how their defense has really come together over the past 10 weeks with Spagnuolo, I think it's going to be hard for Garoppolo to outplay Mahomes. I don't think he can do it. And I personally think the way the Chiefs are clicking on offense right now, it's going to be very hard to stop. And I think Andy Reid will finally get his moment that he's waited almost 30 years for. I'm picking the Chiefs as well to finally bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Arrowhead Stadium. My prediction is Kansas City 31, San Francisco 24. I believe Mahomes will throw 3 touchdowns. Garoppolo will play a good game, but I think he'll make some mistakes at the end. We've seen him in a couple of these games when the pressure has gotten to him. The Seattle game on Monday Night Football where he really struggled. And even in that Vikings game they won in the divisional round, he had about 3 or 4 passes that I thought could have been easily turned over. The pressure, I think, will get to him. And I think the Chiefs, Mahomes is unflappable. We've seen it over the last 2 years. I think the Chiefs will get this done 31-24.
All right, so there you have it. 31-24 for Gabe. I say 35-33. And we will find it all out. Super Bowl 54 begins this Sunday. But right now, we're at PNP Productions saying we'll catch you another day. Later,
Indeed,
everyone.
we will.